Video. Video types. VHS footage. Analog video uses physical writing methods to record data which is filmed. Examples include cameras which uses a sensor that is practically the film itself, and it uses light to capture it, and it imprints onto the film. And this is VHS footage, which it uses a VHS cartridge. This is caused by the footage which is being recorded. It encodes into the tapes, which are winded back and forth, written by magnetic tape storage. This method of recording is done by converting electrical audio signals into magnetic energy, which imprints a recording onto the moving tape. This video type is used in media quite often, quite commonly, more specifically in film, as a plethora of directors love utilizing this instead of using digital film because the quality is improved while using 35mm film, which is the most common film type in media. For the picture on the right is the first motion capture ever. Recorded in 1878 by an individual named Edward Muybridge. He had a vision to record or to capture something in motion by practically using 20 film cameras in a straight direct line with tripwires to take the picture. So what he ordered the writer to do was to just ride along while the cameras take the picture, and this is the result. Digital video. Digital video is an electronic representation of moving visual images in the form of encoded digital data. This is the most common format of video recording as it is the most simplistic recording system compared to recording on film rolls. The reason why directors chose to use digital film instead of film is because, number one, it is cheaper as rolls of film are quite expensive on their own. And for the whole length of a film, that would cost well over thousands of dollars. Number two is the convenience, as digital film is easier to manipulate and edit, while the process of converting film rolls into digital footage is too labor intensive. For these reasons, directors are used to using digital cameras as it is cheaper and requires less labor to only converting the film to digital. For amateur film creators, the most commonly used digital camera as they are the most easily manipulated for situations, as they include auto selection, auto settings. Compared to analog cameras, they require manual manipulation onto the controls, changing the ISO, exposure, focus, and film roll types.
Okay, so file size considerations. Okay, so frame rate. Frame rate is defined as the number of frames or images that are projected or displayed per second. Also known as FPS, the most common frame rates are 24, 25, and 30. It is used in motion pictures, television, and computer video displays. Frame rates maintain their use as surrounding technology is advanced. Image size. Okay, so image size is the height and width of an image in pixels. A basic camera shoots in 1080 by 720. The image size is in relation to creation, such as filming, as well as how it is displayed, such as television or computer monitor. As technology improves, cameras and displays are able to produce better quality images, with some cameras such as the Red Epic being able to shoot in 8K. Okay, color depth. Also referred to as pixel depth, color depth is the number of bits per pixel on a computer monitor that represent a specific color. The higher the amount of bits per pixel, the higher the higher the color variety and quality of the display. It is used in all displays, with most monitors supporting at least 32-bit color, which allows for 16.7 million pixel colors. 4.2 billion. As technology improves, the quality of color depth also improves. Still going. Video players are simply defined as any media device that can play video. They can also be linked to media players, which is the universal term used to describe this, and is defined as a software/computing program that supports multimedia files such as audio, video, music, movies, and film. As technology advances, media players have adapted to being able to support requested files with increased speed and quality.
Next we have file types. First we have MPEG, and MPEG is short for Moving Picture Expert Groups, which is an international standard for encoding and compressing video images. MPEG compresses data to form small bits that can be easily transmitted and then decompressed. It achieves its high compression rate by storing only the changes from one frame to another, instead of each entire frame. The video information is then encoded using a technique called discrete cosine transform. This file usually have a .mpg or .mpeg file extension. Using MPEG, the file size of a multimedia file can be significantly reduced with little noticeable loss in quality. This is relevant to today as transferring files over the internet more efficient to users, which helps conserve internet bandwidth. Next we have is AVI file types. Now an AVI file types, also known as audio in video interleave, is a sound and motion picture file. It's commonly a file format for storing both videos and audio data in a single file. AVI files ends with a .avi extension, which requires a special player that can be included with your web browser or may require downloading. Its relevance in today's media production is how many people take it as the mainstream format to hold audio and video stream on their PCs. The file type can be used in video programs such as Windows Media Player, VLC Media Players, etc. And next we have is the MP4. The MP4 file extension is a abbreviation for an MPEG for video file, which is a compressed file format that can contain not only video, but also audio and subtitles. MP4 files are usually seen when you download a video from the internet or use a DVD ripping program to save a DVD to your computer. Like most modern container formats, MP4 only allows streaming over the internet, which showcases its relevance in today's media production.
So this is video editing, and we're moving on to import and export. So what importing is the transfer of files. Importing is the transfer of files from your desktop to editing software, so in this case iMovie, and it could range, files that could be exported could range from videos, audio, and also images, and exporting is the whole finished product as a whole, which can be transferred to yourself, to the desktop, or somewhere else like YouTube. Where and how is it used in multimedia? So importing and exporting is used in all sorts of forms. So like I said, it could be used to make music, make movies and videos, or for example, Photoshop. Our relevance in this day of age, importing and exporting is used for making films like music and digital posters, where there are multiple elements from the files that you imported from previously together for their productions.
Transitions. So, transitions is a technique used in film and video production where scenes are being combined to present as a project as a whole. This is commonly known as a cut. Where and how is it used in multimedia? Transitions are only made to be used, or they're mainly been used in film and video editing, as it indicates cue for another scene. So in this case, this is the mosaic transition in iMovie, and I used. So its relevance is to smoothly move into the next scene, which could change the atmosphere, tone, and physical environment. They're mainly used to convey other points of view in a narrative or story, which could be viewed in a different angle. But in other words, it's just to simply join two shots. Titles. Titles are used to name your projects, which range from videos, songs, and books and comics. This could come in forms of text, like The Dark Knight, and images, which has both. And their relevance is to play a role to set the tone of what the narrative or plot could be, which can give the audience a general idea of how the movie can play out. In this case, it's the same with books and comics as well, to get an idea for the recurring themes and genres. So, yeah, an example of this is the title. It has a very chaotic and destructive theme, which also has a vigilante feel. So special effects. Have you guys seen Infinity War? I don't want to spoil. Everyone's seen it? All right. So special effects are illusions and visual tricks to stimulate imagine events in a story or virtual world. So in this example, Marvel has used a dissolving special effect to obviously have the audience feel bad about Spider-Man's death. So, yeah, its relevance, you can see how well this film made and how great they did. I asked. I asked, to be fair. I asked. So, they're mainly used to manipulate things that can't really happen, so yeah.
Next we have filters. Now, filters are a combination of effects which you can apply in videos. There are a number of designers and filmmakers who uses filters to enhance the scenes in their films. Now, first we have color balancing. Color balancing is the adjustment of the intensity, strength of the colors, mainly red, green, and blue primary colors. Its goal is to render specific colors correctly, specifically the neutral colors. It changes the overall mixture of colors in an image or film, and is used for color corrections. It is used in films to create visually appealing scenes with the right amount of colors displayed, yet still have the same general appearance as the colors in the original scene. Brightness. Brightness lightens and darkens areas of the image from black, meaning to no brightness, to white, which is full brightness. It is an attribute of visual perception in which a source appears to be radiating or reflecting light. In other words, it is the perception elicited by luminance of a visual target. Contrast is the separation between the darkness and the brightness areas of the image. It increases the increasing the contrast means that it increases the separation of dark and bright, making shadows darker and highlights brighter. Blurring. Blurring is the apparent streaking of moving objects in a sequence by frames. They smooth transitions by averaging the color values of pixels next to the hard edges of defined lines and shaded areas. It's widely used effect in graphic software, typically to reduce image noise and reduce details in film. Next, we have morphing. Morphing is a special effect in motion pictures that changes one image or shape into another through a seamless transition. This depiction would be achieved through cross-fading techniques on film. It is to interpolate between pixels of images to produce a smooth transition between them. However, the resulting transitions do not always appear natural at most times, due to bad timing and framing. Morphing employs classical image morphing techniques by implementing additional constraints so that the resulting final morph does not distort the object of interest in the images.
Okay, so synchronizing sound. When sound is synchronized with visuals, the audience automatically assumes the two as one. The audio can either be single system, where the sound is filmed simultaneously with a video, or double system, where the video and audio are filmed separately and then it's combined in post. So synchronizing sound specifically refers to the action of synchronizing the video with the audio. Film, TV, gaming, VR are all a result of this action. While the idea has remained the same over time, the methods of achieving this have changed as technology changes. For example, DSLR cameras have the option of both single or double system. Okay, that's all. Thank you.